Hello, friends. Before we start our story, we have a short message for grown-ups. Still searching for a great candidate for your company? Don't search, just match with Indeed. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. And Indeed doesn't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. When Clark was recently in the process of hiring, he found it incredibly time-consuming. In hindsight, it might have been much easier and faster if he had used Indeed. Leveraging over 140 million qualifications and preferences every day, Indeed's matching engine is constantly learning from your preferences. So the more you use Indeed, the better it gets. Join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/sleeptight. Just go to Indeed.com/sleeptight right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/sleeptight. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Hello, friends, and welcome to Sleep Tight Stories. Bernice had a good day at school, but tells Papa that she felt a bit lonely. Bobby and Gertrude were at home. They were both sick. Bernice asks Papa Bear why viruses can't just leave us alone. She and Papa Bear talk about viruses and why we get them. Bernice learns about viruses. "Hi, Papa and Cookie, I'm home," Bernice yelled as she ran in the front door of her house, closing it super fast because it was cold outside. "Papa, it's so cold outside, I think I might have turned into an icicle," Bernice said, making a chattering noise with her teeth. "I have something in the kitchen to warm you up, little bear," Papa Bear said in his really deep voice. Bernice dropped her backpack to the floor, which made a crunching sound like it was frozen, and sat down to take off her boots. Then Cookie came running up the hallway to get her daily rubs. "Hi, Cookie. Did you miss me today? I missed you. It's super hard to get my boots off. You are so lucky you don't have to wear boots and winter jackets and hats and stuff. I feel like a mummy from one of those scary shows." Cookie let out a meow as she continued to rub up against Bernice. After she finally got her snow boots off and hung up her jacket, Bernice raced into the kitchen. "I smell something different today, Papa. Are you cooking Brussels sprouts or something? I love vegetables and stuff, but I'm not as big of a fan of those kinds. And Papa, my stomach is making loud noises. Can you hear? I worked hard today, so I think I might be starving," she said. "I know you aren't a fan of Brussels sprouts, but I did roast some vegetables for our snack this afternoon. I also made you a nice hot cocoa to help you warm up. Did you make some of that yummy sauce to go with it? I like that sauce. It kind of disguises the taste of the vegetables I like the least." "Haha, I did make some, little bear. Why don't you wash your hands? We can have our snack while you tell me all about your day." After Bernice washed her hands, she sat down and took a great big drink of her hot cocoa. Wow, this is super delicious, Papa. It's funny. I can feel my body warming up already. Is this a kind of magic hot cocoa? Bernice said with a laugh. Haha, no, it's just how warm liquids sometimes feel when we drink them. But maybe there is magic in there. Magical cocoa and a little bit of vanilla, Papa Bear said, as he took a drink of his tea. The vegetables are good too, Papa. I like carrots a lot, but Bobby doesn't. He says he still eats them as much as he can because they help him make stinks, which he thinks is funny. I think it's kind of funny too, except I never make stinks. Are you sure about that, little bear? Papa Bear said with a smile. Yeah? Unless Bobby and I are having a stink competition, then I do. He always wins those. I bet you make super stinks because you are so big, right? Bernice said with a smile. Haha. Why don't you tell me about your day? How was school? My classes were good, Papa. Math class was easy today, as we just did some review. We didn't have art class today because the teacher wasn't there, so another person came in and we watched something on our big screen. In science class, we talked about all kinds of stuff. I think it was a review too because I already knew the answers. Oh, and I read in front of the class in English, and I wasn't really nervous at all. I didn't giggle either. That's great, little bear. Yeah, but it's because Bobby wasn't in class today. He will sometimes make funny faces, which makes me laugh, and it's really hard to read when you want to laugh. Where was Bobby today? Was he not feeling well? Yeah, the teacher said that Bobby was homesick for the day. So was Gertrude and some of the others in our group. It was kind of lonely at lunchtime because it was mostly just Ethan and I. We shared some of our lunch, though. He had tacos for lunch, Papa. Isn't that super cool? They were very tasty. I love tacos too, Papa Bear said. Maybe Mama and I can make some this week. But I was a little bit sad at lunchtime. All my friends seem to be sick right now. I don't understand why viruses can't leave us alone. You have been homesick before too, little bear. This time of year, with lots of kids back in school, there tend to be more viruses spread around, and more kids get the sniffles and colds. Remember, during the last couple of years, you were homesick too. A cold virus got inside your body and made you sick. Maybe you have been lucky this time. I just don't like it when my friends are uncomfortable like I was. And all those boogers I had in my nose were such a pain. Haha, you did have lots of yucky stuff in your nose. I guess Bobby will be sleeping a lot because you told me that rest was the best medicine, or something like that. Rest can often be the best medicine, little bear. Making sure you get lots of sleep, eat good food, and keep your body fit through regular exercise are good ways to help yourself prepare for a cold. Is that why we are having more vegetables lately, Papa? Yes, that's part of the reason. I still don't understand why viruses have to pick on us and make us miss school and stuff. Even some teachers get sick, and they are super old. I don't think you should let your teachers hear you say that they are super old. They might be sad, Papa Bear said, laughing. But you see, viruses are very simple. They are like tiny packages that contain just a few instructions for making more of themselves. But they can't do it on their own. Viruses need to get inside living cells, like the ones in our bodies, to make copies of themselves. This is because they don't have the tools they need to reproduce on their own. Why do they pick on us? Well, it's not personal, little bear. We are a convenient place for them to do what they need to do. It's like if you were walking in the park and needed a bench to sit on. You don't choose the park because you want to bother the trees and squirrels. You just need a place to rest. Viruses have been around for millions of years, and they learned to use living cells like ours to keep existing. It's not because they want to make us sick, but making us sick is a side effect of them living and multiplying. So, even though it might seem like viruses are picking on us, they're really just trying to survive, like every other living thing. I know you have told me about colds and stuff, and the teacher talked about it in school. Can we study more about viruses? We haven't had a science class in a super long time. Maybe you can teach more about that. I don't know much more than what I have told you, little bear, and I got that from one of our science books the last time you got sick, Papa Bear said. But you know everything, right? Bernice said, smiling. Haha. Why don't you finish up your snack? I'll see if I have a book on the shelf that might teach us something more. Returning with his books, Papa Bear sat down and, after he had a drink of tea, said, All right, let's see what I can find in our book. Papa, did you know that when you think really hard, your forehead gets wrinkles on it? Bernice said with a smile. I didn't, Papa Bear replied with a laugh. At least there isn't any steam coming out of my ears. Papa, how could steam come out of your ears? If I am thinking too hard, maybe my brain would generate so much heat that it would cause steam, like an old train. Ha ha ha, you are silly. There isn't a machine inside your head, Bernice said, knowing that Papa Bear was teasing her. Okay, here I think I can explain this further. There is a group of tiny things that can make our bodies sick. They're called germs. This refers to the microscopic bacteria, viruses, fungi, and protozoa that can cause illnesses, Papa Bear said, reading from his book. We talked about these words in science class, Papa. Our science teacher said that bacteria are like tiny little creatures that can get into our body through different ways, like the air we breathe, the food we eat, or cuts on our skin. That sounds about right. The book says that bacteria are tiny organisms consisting of just one cell. They gather their nutrients from the surroundings they inhabit, which sometimes includes us. Some bacteria play a crucial role in our health. They assist in maintaining the digestive system's efficiency and prevent harmful bacteria from settling in. Before continuing to read from the book, Papa Bear took another drink of tea. Continuing, he said, but not all bacteria are helpful. Some can lead to health issues. Our body reacts to these harmful effects, and that's when we start feeling sick. You might get a sore throat, a runny nose, or a fever, which is like our body's way of sounding an alarm and dealing with the problem. Viruses are different and are even smaller than bacteria. They aren't even a full cell. When a virus gets into your body, it looks for your body's cells to attach itself to. Think of a virus as a pirate that takes over a ship. Once inside a cell, the virus starts to make copies of itself. It uses the parts and energy of your own cells to create more viruses. This is like the pirate making the captured ship produce more pirate ships. When they've moved into someone's body, viruses spread easily and can make a person sick. But viruses can only live for a very short time outside other living cells. For example, viruses in the yucky stuff from your nose when left on surfaces like a doorknob, can live there for only a short time. Your body notices the effects of a virus and starts fighting back. That's when we experience symptoms like coughing, sneezing, or a fever. It's the body's way of trying to get rid of the viruses. Viruses cause colds and the flu, right? Bernice asked. I believe so, little bear. Our immune system works hard to fight these germs and viruses and stop them from causing too much trouble. This is one of the reasons Mama always wants you to wash your hands. By washing our hands, eating healthily, and getting enough rest, we are helping our immune system do its job. I'm pretty sure Bobby washes his hands a lot because he likes to get dirty with mud, paint, and stuff. But he still got sick, Papa. Well, little bear, even though washing our hands helps a lot, we touch so many things throughout the day. If you touch a surface that has the virus on it, and then you touch your face, especially your nose, mouth, or eyes, the virus can enter your body. But it's just a cold and stuff, so not a big deal, right? We learn to adjust, little bear. No one likes getting a cold. I especially don't like having a stuffed nose. It's just the way our bodies work. Now, we've talked for a long time about this stuff. Why don't you help put away our snack, and then I can start on dinner? Okay, Papa. It's that time, Papa, said Bernice. And what time is that, little bear? Replied her Papa. The time for you to give me a great big hug. Did you do all the things you need to do before bed? I think so. I had a soapy bath, put on clean pajamas, brushed my teeth, and did some stretches. Are you comfy and warm? Yes, Papa. How about Twigga, Wolfie, and Madeline? I think they are. I see that Cookie is comfy. She sure is. She sleeps with me every night, Bernice said quietly. Are you sure you don't want a story tonight? It seems like a long time since I shared a story. I know, Papa, but I want to get as much sleep as possible. Okay, I'll prepare a long one for next time, okay? Make it a super-duper long one, Papa. Okay, here is a great big Papa Bear hug, he said as he bent over, gave Bernice a big hug, and adjusted her blanket. After he turned off her lamp, he whispered quietly, I love you, little bear. I love you too, Papa. And that is the end of our story. Good night. Sleep tight.